Good day, everyone. My name is Andy, and today we're having this course called Negotiating to Create Value. This course I have been conducting since the year 2004. As you can see, I have been in full-time training and coaching since 2001. So it has been about 24 years already. And I've done a lot of training. One of them is WeChat. That's why I published this book called Practical WeChat Marketing 94 Ways. This was actually published 3 years ago. And just last week, last Saturday, my book that has been in the making for many years and months has been finally been printed. This book is called Eating Explained. It is the first and only book in the world that explains eating in very simple terms. In fact, many people will say this book is very unusual because instead of going through all the different lines and go out eating, it actually explains to you how you can use eating. What is the reason for business failure? Many people will say there is no failure in the world. There's only this thing called trying. And I would say that everything in this world fails because we do not know how to negotiate successfully. And when there's no successful negotiation, things may come to an end. For example, you're running a business, you have no cash flow, but if you know how to negotiate, you can actually get advance payments from your customers. So at the end of the day, some people would think that negotiation is about I win, you lose, about bulldozing. Those are not negotiation. Negotiation is to create value, so to create win-win-win for all. The first win is the customer, the second win is you, and the third win is the society. And many people will think of negotiation, they will say, I don't negotiate, I'm not a top-level person. Well, let me ask you one question right now. If I have an egg right now, how do we share this egg? First thing, you can just don't bother. You will say, this is just an egg, I don't want to bother, right? Or we can fight over an egg. This is possible if you perceive this egg to be very special. And of course, I can persuade you, I can influence you, or we can actually negotiate. That means there's some kind of trading, there's some kind of exchange. Or we can just share half of the egg. You take half, I take half. No need to do anything else. Or we can just postpone, don't bother about it today. Or we can farm these eggs so we got more eggs in future. Have you realized that we are moving from very little value creation to more and more value creation? In fact, number 7 is actually a good way, right? Number 8 is even better. Not just we farm, we actually work together to come up with something better than the egg. For example, artificial egg. In fact, artificial eggs have been around for very long, right? And of course, we can arbitrate. And of course, sometimes life is not so simple. If you cannot come to all these good ideas, we may actually give up or we may actually fight. So we realize that actually negotiation is happening all the time. It's actually a communication process. And it is also the use of power so that you want to affect behavior and get what you want. That is the definition of negotiation, is to enable you to get what you want. Understand that negotiation takes place when there are significant differences between two persons, but they share a common goal. If they do not share a common goal, then there's nothing to negotiate. And if there's no significant differences, then basically they will agree very fast, so there's no need for negotiation. You realize that many times in life, people like to submit to give way, so there's no negotiation. And you also understand that we are negotiating all the time, whether you are aware or not aware. You could be negotiating subconsciously. So for example, my friend, we go to the dinner and then we are not sure how I'm going to pay. So I look at him, he look at me, then I smile. Then he will say, Andy, I think it's best that we just split the bill. Actually, my smile, my look at him is a negotiation to ask, why not we do something that is win-win? I don't pay, you don't pay for me, right? Of course, negotiation can be very formal, like big negotiation between China and USA. It can also be non-verbal. Just like I mentioned to you, a lot of times negotiation is happening at the body language level. Many times it's eye contact. I'm sure you know about that, right? The look on somebody's face tells much more than what they say, because they say action speaks louder than words.